Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, especially to our level lecturer, Madam Zahira. So today we are from Group 6 and we will present about Faraidh case study analysis. So this is our group members, Maisarah, Adilah, NATASHA, AMIRA, SYAZWANI, HAZIRAH, and also me, FATIHA. For this part, I will explain three basic concepts in Islamic estate planning, which are Faraidh, Wasiyah, and Hibah. So firstly, Faraidh is the system in Islam where a person's property will be distributed after they pass away. It follows the rules from the Quran and Sunnah. Before the distribution happens, everything like funeral costs, debts, and any valid wasiyah will be settled first. The main idea is fairness, so each family member gets their rightful share. This is mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, verse 7, where it clearly says both men and women have fixed shares in inheritance, whether the amount is small or big. In simple terms, even if someone only leaves a small amount of money or a house, it still cannot be simply divided based on agreement. It has to follow Faraidh rules. So next is Wasiyah, which is basically a will written before a person dies. It allows up to 1/3 of the estate, usually given to non-heirs or for charity. Lastly is Hibah, which is a gift given while a person is still alive. For example, someone can give money or property to their children early, as long as it follows Islamic rules. It is valid and there is no fixed limit. So basically, these three help Muslims manage their wealth properly.
I will present the deceased profile of the late Fakhrul Iman, who passed away at the age of 45 due to suffocation. He was the head of his family and is survived by his wife Faizah Alia and 3 children, which are Shafiq, Ani, and Putri Aminah, and his mother Fatimah. During his lifetime, he owned asset worth for 531,000 ringgit, including saving, investment, a house, cars, and motorcycles. His liabilities amount to 50,000 ringgit, leaving a net estate of 481,000 ringgit. In addition, he had an EPF funds of 100,000 ringgit, which was given as a direct gift from this 40,000 ringgit went to his wife, while each child received 20,000 ringgit. The remaining 481,000 ringgit must be distributed through the Faraidh process, involving his wife, children, and mother according to Islamic inheritance law.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NATASHA AMIRA and I'll explain the eligible heirs and how the estate is distributed according to Faraidh law in Islam. First, the wife, Faizah Alia, is a fixed share heirs. She receives 1/8 of the estate because the deceased had children. This share is guaranteed by Islamic law by ensuring that a widow is not left without financial support. It's important to note that her EPF portion given through Hibah is separate, so she benefits from both the Hibah gift and her rightful Faraidh share. This highlights how Islam protects the financial security of a wife after her husband's passing. Next, the mother, Fatima, is also a fixed share heir. She receives 1/6 of the estate since the deceased had children. This reflects the high status of parents in Islam, where mother is always entitled to a portion of her child's wealth after death. Her share is distributed before the residuary heirs, showing that the parental rights are prioritized and respected in inheritance. Lastly, we have the children that are Shafiq, Ani, and Putri Aminah. They are residuary heirs, which means they receive the remaining estate after the fixed shares are given. According to Islamic inheritance laws, sons receive double the share of daughters because of their financial responsibilities. So the ratio is 2-to-1 ratio. Shafiq gets 2 part, Ani 2 part, and Putri Aminah 1 part. Each child also received 20,000 Malaysia ringgit through Hibah, which is not included in the estate.
So next, I will explain about the Faraidh distribution for the estate of the late Fakhrul Iman. Before distributing the estate, all outstanding debts must first be settled. Since the EPF savings of 100,000 had already been transferred through Hibah, they are excluded from the Faraidh calculation. Therefore, only the remaining assets amounting to 531,000 are considered. So after deducting the outstanding car financing at 40,000 and credit card debt of 10,000, the net estate available for Faraidh distribution is 481,000. So next, before his passing, Fakhrul Iman has arranged for his EPF savings worth Rm 100,000 to be distributed through hibah. So based on his wishes, his wife received 40,000 while each of the 3 children received 20,000. Since hibah takes effect separately from inheritance, this amount is not included in the Faraidh calculation. So next, after obtaining the net estate of 481,000, the Faraidh calculation is carried out. The wife received 1/8 of the estate because the deceased left children amounting to 60,125. The mother received 1/6 amounting to 80,166. The remaining balance of 340,708 is then distributed among the children according to the Asobah principle, where each son received twice the share of the daughter.
Now I'm going to explain about the common dispute. The first one is hidden asset and hidden debt. One of the common problem is when the deceased did not leave a complete record of all assets and liabilities. Some assets like bank saving, EPF, land or insurance may not be known by the family. This can be a problem when asset and debt are not fully known. The second one is overlapping between hibah, wasiat and faraid. Some assets like EPF were already given to hibah. However, other remaining assets such as house still fall under faraid. For the tools that could help, the first one is hibah. Hibah means giving ownership of asset while still alive. It can help when assets are transferred immediately. For example, in the study's case, EPF hibah to the wife already provided financial support without affecting faraid distribution. It can reduce dispute because the ownership is already clear before death. The second one is wasiat. Wasiat can allow deceased to give wealth to people who are not legal heirs. It can help ensure important wishes are fulfilled without affecting faraid shares.
Okay, next I will proceed with the reflection on real life application. From this case of Fakhrul Iman, we can really see why estate planning is important in Islam. His hibah for EPF savings is actually a good example because it gave quick financial support to his wife and children. For example, it helped them manage daily expenses after he passed away without having to wait for the Faraidh process. But at the same time, this case also shows that hibah alone is not enough. Other assets like his house, savings and vehicles still need to go through Faraidh after all debts are settled. For example, his car loan and credit card debt must be paid first before anything can be distributed. So overall, this case teaches us that planning early is very important. When we understand Faraidh and also use tools like hibah and wasiyah properly, it can help avoid problems, reduce misunderstanding among family members, and make everything go more smoothly.